Today we are going to do the 49th verse of Vishnu Sahastranam. Suvrata Sumukha. Suvrata Sumukha Sukshma. Everything starts with Sa. First 6 names with S. Suvrata, Sumukha, Sukshma, Sugosha, Sukhada, Sruhata. Then Manoharo, Jit Krodho. Manoharo, Jit Krodho, Virbahu, Vidarana. There are 10 names in these verse. And they're very powerful, as all of them are. So the first name is Suvrataha. Vrata, we all know what is Vrat. Vrat means resolve. Vrat means vow. Vrat means something you want to do for sure. We all take that resolve on 1st of January every year. But we give it up in by the 9th of January. Most of this we fall into default. And another thing is that we take resolve or vow for our benefit only. God, give me something. If I get my green card, I will do 20 Mondays or 10 Saturdays. All for selfish reason, for us or for our family. God is unlike us. He takes a vow for the benefit of the universe and his children. That is called Suvrata. Vrat, Suvrata. So God is always thinking about the welfare of all of us. And one of the important vrat the God has taken is Abhaya Sarvebhyo. Abhaya Sarvebhyo. Dadami. Abhaya Sarvebhyo Dadami Etat Vratam Mama. That comes in Ramayana. So Abhaya, I take an oath, I take a vow to give you all virtue of being fearless. Abhaya. Abhaya sarva bhutebhyo. Abhaya sarva bhutebhyo dadami. I will give. Dadami etat vratam mama. If they come to my shelter. So this is very powerful. In Krishna Avatar, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord gives these assurance. He gives us a promise. Several places we will see that. So God is unlike us. He does it for our benefit. So that's why one of his name is Suvrataha. So that is and what he says, I'll make you fearless. There are so many things he could have said. He could have said, I will give you happiness, I'll make you peaceful, I'll make you knowledgeable, I'll make you a pandit, I will give you tons of money. But instead of that, he just says, Abhaya, Abhaya Sarvebhyo, Dadami Etat Vratam Mama. You have to put it on our memory. So why? Because of all the virtues, there are 26 divine qualities. Lord Krishna explains in Devasur Sampad Vibhag, 16th chapter. It starts with God's message, and he starts, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, and he starts all 26, and he says divine qualities, and then he explains devilish or asuri qualities. And when he starts that enumerating those divine qualities, he starts with Abhaya. So Abhaya Abhaya, Abhaya, Sattvam Samsuddhi. We'll go through all 26. We have done that many times. Abhaya Sattva Samsuddhi Gnana Yoga Vyavastita Danam Damascha Yagnascha Swadhyaya Tapa Arjvam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodha Tyagah Santir Apeshunam Daya Bhuteshu Aluluptvam Mardvam Hirchapulam. Then he says, Teja, Kshama, Dhruti, Socham, Adrohanati Manita, Bhavanti Sampadam Devim Abhijatasya Pandav. So these 26 are the divine qualities. And Lord Rama gave the promise that I'll give you Abhaya, best of best. Because once you are fearless, other virtues cannot last or unless you are fearless. You can't be a moral being or you can't be a truthful being if you are fearful. So Abhaya is very, very important. What kind of fear? There are so many kinds of fear. So the fear of not getting a job, fear of losing a job after getting it, fear of not getting green card, fear of not getting a house, fear of losing house, fear. There are so many kinds of fear. No fear that my children should become virtuous and good. Nobody knows what will happen. So our mind is loaded with fears. That there is not one time that the mind is empty out of fear. And more the fear, more restlessness, more agitation, more asanti. So if the fear goes away, we are perfect. And the fear is the result of desire and attachment. Remember, we saw that one of the names of Lord is a nirvana. So we saw that. Nirvana means worries or dispirited or depressed. God is a nirvana. So that was in the 47th verse we saw that word. And so God is nirvana or fearless because he has no attachment or no no desires. He's Purna. And we can also be Purna if we follow copy. We have to just copy him. That's God says, just copy. He is addressing to Arjuna, but all these messages are for us. What we have to do is to replace wherever he says address is Arjuna, you put down your name, no? So make believe he's telling to Monish Bhai or somebody, just so you are one to one, because that is the only place where God talks to a human being, and that human being had no special qualities. He had the same equipment, mind, intellect, body, as we all have. But he listened to it, he meditated on it, and he trusted God 100%. So at the end of 18th chapter, he says, Karishye vachanam tava. So we can all copy it. So because God is taking such a powerful Vrat, so his name is Suvrataha. So at several places, God has given us the guarantee. In Bhagavad Gita, and Lord in the 9th chapter tells Arjuna that Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma. We will translate every word. So it is as good as talking in English. Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma Saswat Santi Nigachati Kontehi Pratijanehi Name Bhakta Pranashati. Kshipram means right away. Kshipram. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. You will become a dharmatma. You will become a virtuous being, a great devotee. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. Saswat Santi Nigachati. Saswat means eternal. Saswat Santi Nigachati. He attains eternal peace. Konteya, as he tells Arjuna. Arjuna, Konteya. Very important thing he says. Konteya Pratijanehi Name Bhakta Pranashati. Konte, means Arjuna, declare that my Bhakta never perishes or never gets into trouble. So there's the first place where he makes the promise in the 9th chapter, 931. So he tells Arjuna, you tell about my promise to all the devotees. Why he said to Arjun? Why he didn't say himself? Because very interesting, no? The saints explain us this reason that God has to run the whole universe. He has a lot of responsibility. So if he gives a promise, he might have to break it for for the better good. But if he's bhakta, if he gives a promise or to bhakta, and bhakta has this promise, then he doesn't want Arjuna to be disappointed. Arjuna, I am giving this promise. You tell. Because in Mahabharata, like we all know the story, Bhishma Pitama had a challenge. I mean, challenged Lord or told Lord that Lord, I will make I'll make you pick up weapons. God had taken a promise that no, I will join you, Arjuna. On your side, I will fight, but I will not pick up the weapon. While Bhishma Pitama was a very learned and very divine person. So he says, Lord, I'll make sure that you pick up a weapon. Your pratigna will not last. Bhishma Pitama's pratigna is considered the best of the best. If he said something, it always follows. So in the Mahabharata, Lord picks up the wheel and runs after Karna. No, so that's why he said that. Okay, you give that promise, and then at the end he says that Man manabhav mad bhakto. That comes in 18th chapter. Man manabhav mad bhakto madhya ji mam namaskuru ma me vishyasi satyam te pratijane priyasi me. So here God says, this sloka also comes two places. One at the intermission and the ninth chapter ends with that. But here God changes the last part. Man mana bhava mad bhakto. Be with the mind absorbed in me. Man mana bhava mad bhakto. Be my devotee. Mad bhakto. Madhya ji mam namaskuru. Do my pujan. Madhya ji mam namaskuru. Salute to me. Mam namaskuru. What will happen? Mame veshyasi satyam te. Doing such, doing these three things, you will come to me. Mame veshyasi satyam te. It is truthfully I promise you. Truth satyam te. Pratijane priyoasi me. I give you promise, Arjuna, that if you do this, as I am with you. And then the most famous sloka comes, Sarvadharman Pariteje. So this is the place he gives a promise. Lord Rama gave promise. So all the gods, they just want us to start the travel, and then they say, I will take care of you. So that is the first name, beautiful name, Subrataha. Second name is Sumukha. Mukha means face. Sumukha, very pleasant face. Very pleasant, very glorious, glowing face. No lines, no trace of any tension, worries, wants, nothing on the face of Lord. So the Lord's face is most pleasing and free of any indication of any deficiency or distress inside. If we are worried, people can read our face and say, oh, why your face looks why you look so down? Because face is the index. It will tell other people that you are happy, you are jealous, you are mean, everything. Some people have very good insight to read your face. Face reading is a whole different science, no? So God's face is so pleasing. So that's why it's called Mukha, means pleasing face. If you concentrate on that, all the gods and goddesses, they have a particular glow around them. And the great divine beings or as these prophets who come from time to time, they all have an aura around them. No? So that is called Mukha. But Mukha means face. Another meaning of Mukha is mouth. Watch your mouth. So Why? He has his mouth is also very present. What is the function of mouth? Besides eating, he's talking. So, so nothing bad comes out of his mouth. So his words are beautiful, pleasant, auspicious, everything good. So that's why he's called Sumukha. Of all the organs, the most important, what is the most important organ in the body? If somebody puts a multiple choice question, some of us, many of us will give different answers, and we might flunk. So the most important organ in the human body is tongue, because that's the one organ which is a dual function. It tasting and talking, and both are very powerful, and they last till the end. Other senses will die down, will become dull, will become disinteresting, and will not function, except your speech. Most of the time, 99.9%, you will be able to say goodbye, I'm sorry, I'm dying, and so you will give instruction even if you are on the deathbed. So, and you will taste the food, and you will be able to enjoy or distaste the food. So that these two function, dual function, that's why tongue is very important. And God has made the best use of these all our equipments. So it's called Sumukha. So all the words which come out of God's mouth, they are pleasing, auspicious, and great. And we haven't heard God talking, but Arjuna heard it. And then he, as Vyasa dictated it, and that became Bhagavad Gita or Mahabharata. So that way indirectly we have all these things. And the great saints have described it. So Vallabhacharya, the Acharya whose birthday just went by, as the founder of Vaishnava Sampradaya, so he has beautiful, when he saw the God face to face. These are people who saw the God face to face. And when he saw the God, that time he sang this hymn, and that is called Madhurastakam. There are 8 slokas that God, everything about you is madhur, means sweet. Adaram maduram, no? Smitam maduram, Sayanam maduram, everything. You go forward, it is fine. You sing, it is fine. Your face is fine. And there are 8 slokas in this. So that is when he had the face-to-face vision of the Lord. So he says, everything is madur, madur, madur. So that's why Sumukha, that is his second name, Sumukha. So that is very important. And then Sukshma, third name is Sukshma. Sukshma means minute, small, very little. Sukshma, God is very Sukshma. It is described. Anuranyam Mahato Mahiyam, says Upanishads. Means smaller than the atom. Anuranyam Mahato Mahiyam, means bigger than the biggest. So that is what is described about Atman and Paramatman both. So it is very, very small, very small. If something is small, we need a magnifying glass. If it is smaller, then we need a microscope. If it is still smaller and we can't see what is this, we need electron microscope. And God, you can't see by electron microscope also, because it is smaller of the smallest. And when something is very small, what happens? It becomes very subtle. Very subtle means it merges. You can't separate it out. If you crush the sugar, If the sugar cubes, then it becomes fine sugar, and then it grows fine, and then you do more, it will kind of disappear. It will be get into nothingness except sweetness. So because it becomes more and more subtle. So God is, and then what happens? That is called pervasion. It's this smallest thing is pervading. It's like gold is pervading the bangle, gold bangle. Means gold is in every corner of a bangle. So because it's so minute and gold dust is so minute and converted to that, it becomes gold bangle. Another example, when you make a jalebi out of a sweet, that sweetness is so fine that it pervades every corner of the sweet mat. So any corner you break and taste, it is as sweet as the middle part or the end part. So that is the same way God is all pervasive. So that's why it says Suksma. So he's in front of you, he's in the back of you, he's in between you, between two. That's what Acharya Shankaracharya describes it in Bhaj Govindam. And he tells his disciple, Tvai Mai Cha Anyatra, in you, in me, and in between, and everywhere. Tvai Mai Cha Anyatra Eko Vishnu. There is God is there, because these are the things the Acharya has to teach the students, and students they can't comprehend sometimes, and they get angry or restless. So the Acharya explains, Tvai Mai Cha Anyatra Eko Vishnu. Vruthya Kupyasi Maya Sahisnu. You are unnecessarily getting restless and angry on me. Acharya tells his student, because you are becoming impatient. No? So, Mai Tvaicha Anyatra Eko Vishnu Vruttha Kupasi Maya Sahisnu. Bhavasamachitta Sarvatra Tvam. But if you become with the mind focused on the presence of God or godliness pervading everywhere, then you will understand. So the Bhavasamachitta Sarvatram. Vanchasyadi achirad visnutvam. If you want to realize God, be mind full of God's presence, and then you will get it. So it is so subtle. That is explained at many places. So that's what Lord explains in 13th chapter, which is Kshetra Kshetragna Vibhag, means body and the knower of the body, or the universe and knower of the universe. So there he says, Bahirantascha Bhutanam. Bahirantascha Bhutanam Acharam Charam Evacha. Outside and inside. Acharam, non-moving, and chara means moving. Bhahirantascha bhutanam acharam charam evacha. Suksmatvata vigneyam. But it is so subtle, that's why you don't know. He gives an answer also. Suksmatvat, because of the very fine subtle, suksmatvat avigneyam, not knowable. Suksmatvat avigneyam, durastham chantike chatat. Very far, very close. It is something to be realized. That's why they say it has to be realized. It is not intellectual exercise. It has to be realized. And that realization comes from knowledge only. And that realization is not there because we forgot him. So ignorance is the cause of forgetfulness. So knowledge will bring remove the forgetfulness, and you will realize. So that is what, as that is sukshma word. So sarvagatam sukshmam. Upanishad says sarvagatam sukshmam. Everywhere, very subtle. So we have to realize that he is there everywhere, like oxygen is there everywhere. We don't see oxygen, but we don't say, oh, there is, I don't believe in oxygen. Okay, let me take it off and see what happens. So the same way, the God is everywhere. Next word is Sughosha. Ghosha means sound. Sughosha means great sound. Sughosha, very pleasing sound, melodious sound. That is called Sughosha. So Ghosha means sound. Sughosha means melodious, pleasing sound. That is because God's words, like we said, they are so pleasing, truthful, auspicious. That's why it is called Sughosha. And the Vedas come from Lord. So Vedas are also known known as Ved Ghosha. Means the Vedas are chanted and sung. And of all four Vedas, the best one is Samveda. Samveda is the most melodious. That is, Upanishad says the breath of the Lord is Vedas. Why? From the breath becomes sound. If you don't have a breath, you will not sound. A dead body doesn't have sound, no? So you have to have a breath to make a sound. And that sound is so melodious because the Vedas come out of God. So he is called Sughosha. Sughosh is also the name of the conch. At the time of the war, to declare a war, to be victorious or something, or when they are happy, and those they always blew conch. Even in the temples, before the arti, it is considered very auspicious, very favoring sound. So that was the tradition and still is the tradition. So in Mahabharata, in the first chapter, if you read, Kasya Sanjanayana Harsam, this describes Bhishma Pitama. Tasya Sanjanayana Harsam Kuru Vruddha Pitamaha Sinadam Vinidyauncha Shankhandadmu Pratapavan. He started. So that both armies were ready to fight. So the oldest and the most Pitama, Bhishma Pitama, took his conch and like a roaring of a lion, roared like of a lion, he blew the conch. So that is how it started. And then then Arjuna and Lord Krishna blew the conch. ततः श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महति से नंदने स्थितो माधव पांडवश्चैव दिव्यम शंखो प्रद्युम्नते. Then, after he blew the conch, tata shveterhayayukte means with the chariot which are white brilliant horses. Tata shveterhaya means horses hayayukte mahati se nandane sthito Madhava Pandavaseva Divya Sanko Pradyumate. Then Panchajanyam Rushikesha Devadatta Dhananjaya Panduro Dadamo Sankham Bhima Karma Vrukodara. Now he describes all the different conches. They were named. Panchajanyam, that is a Lord conch was called Panchajanyam Rushikesha Devadatta Dhananjaya. Panduro Dadamo Sankam Bhima Karma Kodara. That describes the different conches. And then he says, Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putra Yudhishthira Nakula Sahadevascha Sughosh Mani Puspako. That's where the word Sughosh comes. So that is Nakula Sahadevascha Sughosh Mani Puspako. The Nakul's conch was Sughosh, named Sughosh. And Sahadev's conch name was Mani Pushpaka. So the first chapter is all description of all the warriors and what they were doing and all this. There's the last chapter I learned, no, to memorize because it was all just decoration and placement and what they were doing. But it is very, very interesting. So Saghosha comes there, no. So Saghosh means good, melodious voice, very pleasing voice, and Vedas are named as Veda Kosha because Vedas are very pleasing, and especially the Sam Veda. So Sugosha Mani Puspako. Next name is Sukhada. Sukhada. The word the means to give. The one who gives you sukha, that is Sukhada. It has another meaning also, the one who destroys the sukh also. The means to give or to destroy. The one who robs you of sukha is also God. So his name is Sukhada, means he gives plenty of happiness and peace and bliss to his devotees or those who are devoted beings or virtuous beings, and he robs the happiness and peace of mind from the devil or from kind of say smugglers or bad doers in the society. He robs them of happiness and peace of mind. So it may apparently look that look, this guy cheated the bank and millions of dollars he took and went out to America or to an island and he has a helicopter and he's the happiest guy. But you go and ask the guy, he cannot sleep peacefully, he cannot sit peacefully. God makes sure that he's restless and worthless for himself. Got it? So Sukha Daha, giver of Sukha. Sukha Daha means taking as a destroyer of your Sukha. Both is God. Sukha, that's why his name is Sukha Daha. So this is a very, very important thing. There is a short story about Brahmaji and he wanted to once have a conference with all his creation. So he invited celestial beings, he invited human beings, he invited these asuric beings or devils, and everybody sat down in a very nice conference table. And then the Brahmaji comes on a big pedestal and he sits down, and his secretary was there, and Brahmaji says to the celestial beings, "Da." Then he says to human beings, "Da." And to the devils, he says, "Da." And after a few seconds, he gets up and walks out. So everybody said, "What? This is why he called all of us? What is this the business?" No? So God gave all the messages with one letter, the or D, the. So celestial beings are so busy and fond of all the joys in heaven, and they deserve it. That's why they are there. So God says, have control on your senses. So the means Daman, the Dhamma. Make sure that you control your senses. I've given you everything and you deserve it. Then human beings. So God says, I've given you everything. So, but you have become so selfish, like we said the other day, that our ego is a selfish one. That's it. It's very selfish. So God says, do charity, dana. You are becoming so selfish, except you, your wife, and your children, you don't think of anything. So be a donor, dana. And to the devils, he says, "Oh, you are so cruel. You torture somebody and you are laughing." So that is how the asuras are described. So God says, "Da." So have daya. So mercy, have mercy. So he guided all three with the word the. Have control on your senses, celestial being. Be charitable to human being, and be kind and merciful to the devils. So that's why we hear this. This is just a very light mood. It is said that that's what we hear, the God's voice. We don't hear, but when there is a lightning and the sounds come from heaven, that is da 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 da. That's, and he wants to draw your attention, so he makes a lightning also, just so that you see and you hear. But that is what it is. But anyway, that is just a story for the children, but with a profound message. It is not only for children; it's for adults also. No, so this sukha daha. So that is uh, that's why God says that the three things you avoid, three things you learn. So dhamma, dhanam, daya iti etat trayam sikset. Learn these three. Dhamma, dhanam, daya iti etat trayam sikset. Kama, krodha, tatha lobha. Tasmat etam trayam tyajet. He says these three triplet you avoid. Kama, krodha, tatha lobha. Tasmat etat trayam tyajet, because it is going to take you to the ground. And these three you learn. So that is Dhamma, Dhanam, Dayam iti etat trayam sikset. The next name is Sruhata. Sruhat means very good friend. Very good friend who doesn't want anything from you and gives you everything. So, a friend is defined in the Webster's dictionary as somebody who is only thinking of you, of your welfare. That is a friend. And God is your best friend. That's called Suhata. Suhat. So, Lord says that in Bhagavad Gita. So that's why we included Shlok for today. So, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam. Fifth chapter ends with that. Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwara Sruhadam Sarva Bhutanam Gnatva Mam Santim Vishati. So once you know that I am the enjoyer and all your austerity and everything comes to me, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwara, boss of the whole three universe, Sruhaga, and still I'm your friend. It's like a multi-billionaire friend who is available to help you. Sruhadam Sarva Bhutanam Gnatva. If you know this, Gnatva Mam, knowing me thus, Santir Rushyati, you will attain peace right away. Knowing that he is a multi-billionaire, all able person who happens to be your friend, and if you know that, then there is and that is called total Sharanagati. We did a whole series on with the help of Ashokji on Sharanagati, and he asked so many questions, and we clarified, hopefully on the basis of Gita, but we have to spend time to understand that just word by word, no. Okay, so that is Sruhata, means God is our friend, all powerful, all powerful friend. So you take a shelter in something which is very powerful. So he's like a triple A for us. Triple A, we all trust triple A. We count on triple A. We keep triple A card in our car, and we know that when we call, they will come and assist. So God is AAA for us for everything. So, but only thing AAA, because they did so much, so good for so many years. So we all have faith in that and trust in that. And we call when we are flat tire or we are stuck in the middle of nowhere, and they come and they help. Similarly, God. So that's a very good idea to compare. This is God is all powerful, all available. So next name is Manohara. Manohara. Mana, mind. Hara means which robs or which takes over. If something is very enchanting, then you get lost for time being. You see a very nice baby or very nice person and very great scenery at as on mountains or at the seashore. For time being, you get lost. So that is called manohara. It captures. It's very attractive and captivating, both these two qualities. So God is very attractive and captivating. So manohara means it takes away harati. It means uh, it occupies your mind for time being, and that is. And when you get that feeling, and when that feeling comes, when you become fearless, when the God removes all the fears, then you get that bliss, and that bliss or peace, that is captivating, and that is totally fulfilling. No, so that's how it is described in the scriptures, and that last part happens only with the grace of God. The first three steps we have to do it. Last God does it. And once you get it, then there is no other gain in the world which is superior to that. That also God said. Yam labdva chaparam labam manyatena adhikam tata. Yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurena api vichardate. That there is nothing is superior to this joy. Yam labdva means attaining this state. Yam labdva cha aparam labam. Any other gain, aparam labam. Manyate na adhikam tata. You will not think that it is, I would rather go for this thing, no? Yasmin sthito na dukkhena. Once established in this state of mind and your bhakti, yasmin sthitona dukkhena gurena api vichar. Then no matter how many dukkhas come, the guy will not be shaken up. Like Mirabai, like Narsimha Mehta, like Tukaram, like a Prahlad, or all devotees or whoever you want to name. Because they have tested the highest good. So that's what God says, that's what is doable, possible, and it is all yours. Next name is Jit Krodha. Jita means one who is one who is the winner of Krodha, anger. One who has captured, who has controlled, who has subdued Krodha is called Jita Krodha. So all the anger is taken over. Why? Because God has no desire, so he has no reason to be angry. If we don't have desire, we will never become angry. And then you can call yourself Jita Krodha. Because I have no demand, no insistence. You cannot become angry. So that is called Jit Krodha. Krodha comes because your desire is not fulfilled. There is no other reason. Think about it, and we can go over that. No, so God says that you continue like this, and then I will fill up your mind. I will remove Krodha is only symbolic. There are 6 enemies. You remember we did Sad Shatru, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsar. The 6 devils. There are 6 compartments they occupy the space. If you don't have desire, but if you have jealousy, then you are in trouble also. So this word here, as a Kama Krodha, you can replace Krodha with Lobha. You can replace Krodha with a Matsar. Matsar means jealousy. Any one of that will harass you. Krodha is a mastermind. He is called a gangster. He is the one which triggers and kill somebody, no? Jealousy doesn't kill. Jealousy makes you have anger, and then the guy picks up a revolver and shoots. So that's why Krodha is taken as a symbol. Kama Krodha Viyuktanam. God says that Kama Krodha Viyuktanam Yati Nam Yat Chetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam. One who is devoid of Kama Krodha Viyukta means devoid. Kama Krodha Viyuktanam Yati Nam. Yati means control mind. Yati Nam Yat Chetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam. That guy will feel the Brahman around him. Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam means the one who has realized the soul. So Krodha is so important, but Krodha can be replaced by all six, but they are kind of associates. So the mastermind God always talks about Krodha. So we have to know that. Then the next name is Virbahu. Virbahu means valiant extremities. He is all powerful. All powerful, that valiant extremities means he can get anything done. He doesn't need anybody's help, anybody's guidance, nothing. And that he shows the Arjuna when he shows the Vishwarup. Arjuna, that's me. If I want to kill these people, do you think I need your help? I can make all of them lie down on the floor in 1 second. But I want you to be nimitta matram bhavasvaya sachin. I want you to be a nimit, and this is your drama. That's why I gave you this role. Otherwise, I can fold the drama in 1 second. So when he shows the Vishwarupa, this comes about the power of God. That is. Arjuna says, sees God, panoramic view, Anadi Madhyantam Ananta Viryam. Anadi Madhyantam Ananta Viryam. Ananta Baho. Here he says, Ananta Baho means you cannot count them. You can Ananta, infinite. Ananta Baho. Sasi Surya Netram, your eyes are sun and moon. So that's how he describes it. Because he saw not only the Sastra Bahu, 1,000 hands, no, Ananta Bahu. So that's what God is all powerful. Then Vidarana. Vidarana means, Dara means to split or destroy or crush. And God does the destruction of devils to the fullest extent. That Hiranyakashipu, he put him in his lap and to protect Prahlada, and then he tore it apart, that Vidarana, that he split apart. So that's how he reassures Bhakta that I'm with you.
Okay, so I have one question.
Yes.
There was this word Sukhada, and you said Sukhada, he gives Sukh as well as destroys Sukh. And then I was also remembering we hear Sampatti is Smaran of Vishnu, Vipatti is Vismaran of Vishnu. So that Sampatti equal to Sukh somewhere, keeping that as an assumption. So what is it that is referred to by Sukh word here? It could have multiple meanings like Sukh.
So he is a giver of a sukha. We all know what is sukha or happiness.
No, I'm asking you to tell me what is Sukh.
Okay. So we can go in detail. So feeling of being happy, something which is likable, then you are sukhi. You have an air conditioned, beautiful, nice the room. You feel good. You are sukhi.
Yeah,
If it
sorry, supplementary. So at many places, the reference comes that you go beyond desire and attachment. So this is fulfillment of desire, which we consider as sukh. That is why I'm asking.
yes, so at the level of sensory level, those are defined as sukha. God wants us to go beyond those sensory level. So sukha dukkha samme krutva. When you can make both equal, sukha dukkha samme krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddha yujyasva nevam papam vapsasi. He tells Arjuna that to make remain same, whether it is sukha or dukkha, whether it is jay or parajay. But understanding at the human level or sensory level on which we function, sukha is means favorable to our senses, favorable, which makes us happy. And when we don't have it, we are unhappy. So God says, I am the one giver of that sukha or favorable situation. I am the one who will make your son sick and you will be dukkhi. So he is the giver of sukha as well as he can rob you of sukha. And how it is not haphazard. God says this is not haphazard. It is all done depending upon your karmas of the recent past or far past. You might forget, but God's bank never forgets. Yeah, I may hit somebody and knock down someone and disappear, so I will not be caught. But the God noted that. So whenever the time comes, somebody will knock down me or my child or that, and some way the punishment will come.
So actually, Dr. Chokshi, sukha dukha he doesn't give us. We get according to our karma.
Yes, but it's coming from somewhere. So if you
Yeah,
want
from
to,
our karmas.
yes,
Past karma,
but
present
but
karma.
but people are not ready to understand the karmas. They have forgotten past life. They have forgotten even 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I might have cheated somebody very badly. I may forget. The guy will forget, but God doesn't forget. No. So depending on karma, you will get a good result or bad result.
He's the giver of results of your
See,
karma.
for all these things, there are slokas. No? Sukhasya dukhasya na kopi data. It's a subhasitani. Sukhasya dukhasya na kopi data. Paro dadami iti kubuddhiresha. Nobody is there to give you sukha or dukkha.
Yeah.
Paro dadami means somebody else is giving you that. My daughter-in-law is making me miserable. That is your misunderstanding. Paro dadami iti kubuddhiresha. Aham karo iti kumithyamana. Means I am the doer is of mithya. Then what is the truth? Swakarmana sutre grathita hi loka. By your own karmas, there is a formula. Sutra means formula. Swakarmana sutre grathita means you are bound. Loka. People are subject to this. That's why he says bandhan. What is bandhan? Means this package is your bandhan. So this package you will have to suffer or enjoy. It's like you deposited money in the bank or you withdrew money from the bank. That's it. Sukhasya dukhasya na kopi data. Very nice Upasitani. So it explains everything. There is a formula. It is not that out of blue we become healthy and happy and peaceful and wealthy. No, there is something we must have done good. And at the same time, something disaster happens. No, that's something we must have done bad. So slowly, if we put everything together, the answers become convincing to our own self. We don't have to convince anybody else. This we are doing because we are doing a satsang. But otherwise, we don't have to convince anybody. If I know it, I'm happy. If you know, you will be happy. If you don't know, you will be lost. That's it. Correct?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. But it's very nice.
Yeah. Any other question, please? All right, then I guess we'll close with our shloka. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnmadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।
One thing I have found very important is to be persistent in the spiritual journey. Most of the time we do it, and then 3 weeks we are serious, and 9 weeks we forget. So that doesn't produce any lasting benefit. So it has to be ongoing. That's why God uses the word satatam. He uses satatam word at least 6-7 places in Bhagavad Gita. Tasmat satata means satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dradvata. But at random here and there, nothing will happen. It's like studying here and there, you can't pass an exam. Similarly, doing this here and there, you have some idea that is good, but nothing more than that.